In creating the Cohon Memorial Foundation, we created it in the memory of my parents. And we decided to give an annual award to an individual for a significant service to Klal Yisrael. We selected 4 areas where candidates for our award can qualify. They are, number 1, unity. 2 is information and education. Number 3, rescue. And number 4, creative arts. Which brings us to tonight's award. Recognizing that the first half of the 20th century produced some rich creativity in symphonic and operatic music, our winner, Maestro Conlon, discovered that a great deal of that music was silenced by Nazi Germany because its composers were Jewish. He proceeded to undertake to recover it and present it. In his own words, undoing injustice when one can is a moral mandate for all citizens of a civilized world. We cannot restore to these composers their lost lives. We can, however, return the gift that would mean the most to them, play their music. In his honor, I bring you a message from our president, the president of our foundation, my son, Rabbi Samuel M. Cohon, who is out of the country right now, but his thoughts are with us. He writes this: for Jews, music has always been a central means of creative expression, accompanying our journey throughout the world and throughout history. From the days of the Paitanim, the early cantors who created both words and music so that their individual voices could express the outpouring of their hearts to God, to the refined modern composers of the 20th century who worked with the elegant and complex tool of a contemporary orchestra, each composer contributed something individual and holy. Each musical creation gave voice to both a Jewish spirit and a personal message. In the Talmud, we are taught that a person who saves a single life has saved an entire world. In the same way, a person who saves the musical voice of a suppressed composer has saved a world of musical creativity and expression. It is very much in this great spirit of the Cohon Memorial Foundation Award that Maestro James Conlon receives this honor tonight. For through his work, he has helped save the musical life of Jewish composers of talent, depth, and excellence. May his work continue to bring life to these lost voices and so restore their musical worlds to us. As you know, the maestro is not Jewish. In fact, he is the first non-Jewish winner of the Cohon Award. He qualifies without doubt because by breaking the silence, by recovering these voices, he accomplishes a unique service both to the world of music and to the history of Klal Yisrael. Maestro James Conlon, in recognition of your work in creating the Recovered Voices series and breaking the silence once imposed on these composers, it is my great pleasure to present you with the 2012 Award of the Cohon Memorial Foundation. Congratulations.
Rabbi, as I look at this, I'm very, very touched and find a place of honor of it in my home to remember this wonderful honor. It's very hard to know where to start, but to say thank you to you and to the foundation for thinking of me. If I'm the first Goy to get this award, I am doubly pleased. But as some of my friends know, and they've said, you know, you really are Jewish, you just don't know it. And I said, I know. The proper answer to that, and many people ask me why my devotion to this issue if I'm not Jewish. I said, I've learned that the only proper answer to that is I haven't found my Jewish roots yet. If I accept these awards, and I do with great pleasure and honor, it's really not for me. I accept them in the name of those composers. I accept them in the name of all of that music which is not played as much as it should be, which is underrepresented in the world, and which was born into a culture, integrated into a great culture, and that was the culture of classical music, and one pride and joy and the best of the German civilized world, only to be interrupted, uprooted, and fortunately not destroyed, but damaged by 13 years of criminality. And it is stunning that close to 70 years since those times, there are still after effects. And this is what deprives me of sleep. Some of those composers were killed. Some of them died in concentration camps. Some very heroic ones wrote music in concentration camps, which is an absolutely astounding testament to the human will and the human spirit. But we see this all the time. There are lost masterpieces. And of all this music, it's not really important. And I'm not interested in just saying, well, this is a masterpiece. You have to know the masterpieces. I'm interested in enlightening an era. It was a fascinating era. It was a far more interesting era than the credit that it is given. But what I am trying to do is to inspire other people to perform this music, and I do see it taking root. There was a spirit of that time, and the spirit of that time was silenced and destroyed by the Nazis, but it can live again. It lives in that music if that music is played and heard. And so that's why I do what I do. I have really discovered nothing. This is not an intellectual exercise. This is something that I have become fascinated with, and it inspires me, and I would like a little bit to inspire you and everybody that I meet. And so that's why, Rabbi, thank you for this. Thank you for honoring me.